Disclaimer: this review of Rockman X3 may contain spoilers and coarse language. If neither of those bother you, then have fun watching and enjoying this review. Rockman X3, oh man, this is one hell of a game. If not, it's one of my favorites. As you can see on the title screen, there's not a whole lot of options, only game start and continue. So yeah, this is the boss selection screen. As you can see, obviously Blast Hornet and Toxic Seahorse slept out on this one, and the X selection is a stage itself. So why don't we start off with a familiar stage that everybody knows, Blizzard Buffalo. Alright, as you can see here, the ready seems kind of different. Also, looking at X, he has his X1 armor, so you know, that's pretty cool. That means he's fully upgraded, but not sure why they chose the X1 design, but I kind of like it. As you can see, he has the full charge shot ready on the go. He has infinite air dashes and infinite air jumps. Really amazing. I just love the infinite amount of supply he has. I just really love what Capcom did with this one. The SNES version was way too hard, and as you could tell, you only take one hit of damage from almost everything in the game. So you know, this game is a piece of cake. I prefer this one if you don't like hard games. Also, the ride armor things are missing. And you know, you have infinite amount of everything. Mega Man himself is just God, and like you know, it's just amazing. And yeah, you also get stuck on the floors. You could, if you couldn't tell, this game was a bit rushed by Capcom. Not sure why, but yeah, they definitely wanted to get this one out on the market, and it really shows. And it's just wow. I gotta say, this one is far much better than the Super Nintendo version. You should definitely not play that one and play this one instead on the Sega Genesis. Also, something really cool in this version that the Super Nintendo version doesn't have is the borders on the side of the screen. Now, the aspect ratio on the Super Nintendo is much bigger than the Sega Genesis, so obviously they needed borders when porting this to the Sega Genesis. And the borders are really cool depending on which stage you go from. So yeah, definitely check them out when you have the time. Now, the enemy placement in this game is far superior than the Super Nintendo version. Enemies are so easy to kill, it's just literally like pressing one button on your controller and they're immediately dead. And yeah, as you can see here, this section in Gravity Beetle is pretty fun to do because the infinite up dash air. So this makes this section real easy, guys. Like, come on. Are you not watching the video right now? What are you doing? Doing something else and listening to this? Like, come on. You guys should be watching this. Because, you know, like, that's me playing. Now, I gotta thank Capcom for this next one. The Mac boss fight in the Super Nintendo version was way too hard. As you could see, a couple hits and he's dead. I kept on dying to him on the Super Nintendo version, and I couldn't take it. So once I played this version and he died with a couple hits, I was really happy. Thanks, Capcom. Also, they got rid of the upgrades, as you can see here, because obviously you don't need them, because he's already equipped with everything. And also, the backgrounds look really nice in this game, much better than the Super Nintendo version. And yeah, Capcom did a really great job with this port, guys. The team itself, Capcom, amazing. I really can't wait for the remake of this game, because like it's gonna be amazing. Like, this version, though, it has to be this version, can't be any other version. If it's gonna be any other version, I am not giving Capcom my money, because I could, like, buy so many copies of this exact game on the Sega Genesis. I don't know how many copies I have right now. Counting right now, I think I have one. But yeah, for some reason in this section of Tunnel Rhino, I got asked math questions, so knowing me, I pressed every single button on my controller trying to figure it out because I don't know math. and I was scared for my life. When this appeared on my screen, I did a backflip out of the room, and then pressing the button so much, I managed to clear it, and I beat the game. Obviously, right there's the beat game screen, so I was really happy that I did that. Also, some of you guys may be questioning, where the heck is Zero? Well, if you didn't play the last game, Mega Man X2, he died. Now, let's take a listen to the music in this game, shall we? Capcom knew they had to hire the best composers for this game, and that certainly paid off really well if you couldn't tell what you just listened to. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the music. There's a couple more tracks, but I want you to listen to them on your own time because they are just too beautiful and they might take up half the time in this video. So I don't want to bore you to death with the really good music. Now for some reason in the intro stage on this version, instead of fighting that giant monster dude, you gotta fight Blizzard Buffalo for some reason again. And when you beat him, you don't get his weapon, you just fight Clone. Does Blizzard Buffalo have a twin brother that's blue? Who knows? Maybe this version, you wanted to use that unused story where Blizzard Buffalo has a second brother that wasn't told in the Super Nintendo version, and this is another reason why this version is better than the Super Nintendo version. Neon Tiger stage has a lot of goodies in it that people seem to miss on the Super Nintendo version because you needed those stupid weapons, but in this version it's just out in the open. Thankfully Capcom did this in this version because I hated beating bosses just to get certain weapons to unlock certain things, while in this version all the rooms are open and there's awesome goodies inside of it like health and a weapon refillery. Also, if you didn't know, there are weapons in this game. It's just that you have to press start and C to access them. Now I couldn't do that while recording because my computer is like a dinosaur, so it was a pain in the neck to do that. But I was playing this on my Sega Genesis, so to convert that it's pretty hard. Also, here's the boss fight with Neon Tiger. As you can see, he has pretty much the same pattern that he did in the Super Nintendo version, but is a bit harder to dodge because all the multiple attacks that he has going on. So the best way to defeat him is to just keep on pressing the shoot button, and as you can see, he's dead now, and oh my god, I am crying right now. When will he return? Who knows? But here's Crush Crawfish, fuck, whatever his name is. And yeah, the stage is pretty awesome because, you know, it's like sky and the cranes and like the water and the sky and the clouds and oh my god, and you could see the room. You were supposed to get stuff in there, but the Super Nintendo version is too hard, and I obviously cannot beat that version. But yeah, like, dude, how did Mega Man survive that? Did you just see how long he just fell for? I have no idea how he survived that. But hey, whoa, collision, what's going on? Thankfully, I hope you guys don't understand. This is my favorite game. This is the only Mega Man game I've ever played and beaten. Please understand. Now, something that I should have covered by now is obviously the story. And let's go over the story, shall we? So one day, Mega Man is in his house with Zero. This obviously was taking place before Mega Man X2. And one day, Mega Man X gets a letter from this guy named Jim. and he says Mega Man is a poopy head, and Mega Man gets real. Yo, I didn't touch the spikes! Are you serious? After beating all the stages, we finally get access to the final level, which is another version of Volt Catfish's stage, but this time the enemies are in a different place. Now, when I first went to this stage, my mind was absolutely blown by the fact that they did this. I did not understand how Capcom did this. I don't know how many programmers and workers did this, but I think they needed over 100 to do such a thing because I don't understand how video games work, and I don't understand which games are good. But yeah, so let's continue on throughout the stage. And there's a lot of goodies. This is why this version's better. Like I said it over one time. And I really love this version. This is my life. I grew up with this version. And, when bad times were there, this is the only thing that I had. And, oh, wow, look, I'm all floaty. That's really cool. And, yeah. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe already because, I'm going to do more reviews of the Mega Man. No other game, only Mega Man X3 on the Sega Genesis. Make sure if you haven't already, make 10 other accounts. Please do, cause I want to make more videos on this game, cause I really love this game, and I have this game on almost every platform that I have. I have it on my Sega Genesis, my Sega Genesis 2, my Sega Genesis 3, my phone, on my Super Nintendo Genesis, and yeah, thanks for watching.